And joining us today in our book talk segment, great to welcome a woman who has written a book that is going to be very helpful to, well, not just women, but anybody in the business world. It's called Centered Leadership, Leading with Purpose, Clarity, and Impact. We're joined today by Joanna Barsh from up in New York City. And Joanna, good to talk to you. I understand it's not the greatest spring weather up there in New York, but it's a great city to be in.
It's a great city, and even in a wintry day such as today.
I had a chance to read through the book, and first of all, congratulations on it. I've done a lot of authors of business books, but I've not seen too many kind of focused on this particular topic, and this is something that took you about 10 years to put together, right?
That's right. You know, I started my own leadership journey when I turned 50 and realized that as much as I enjoyed my life, I wasn't doing what I was meant to do, and I didn't know what that was. I've interviewed over 150 leaders from around the world in all kinds of fields and led a team at McKinsey to look at all of the academic research and put that together into what are the minimum capabilities it takes to be a truly great leader.
Yeah, I think you hear the term leadership or how to be a leader. I think most people, maybe just me, but I think a lot of people think, well, you learn that in the military. It's kind of a guy thing, but it isn't, right?
Yeah, you know, all kinds of people can lead. Even young children rise to the occasion at times in our lives. What I mean by it is being the kind of person who has a vision to see something better than it is and to make that happen.
Being taught it, I mean, in school, you know, there's some courses, at least when I went to, business school, there was a little bit, but not a lot. More theory than anything else. Is it better now?
Exactly. Yeah, well, no, I don't know that it's better. I think that this book fills that gap, which is if you want to build the skills and the capabilities and be that kind of leader, we've put our development program inside this book in terms of exercises and tools and practices so that you can take it step by step to become the kind of person who lives life more fully, who makes a bigger difference, and who just has a lot more fun.
What's the biggest, misconception? You said you talked to over 100, 150 people about leadership. A lot of people may think they have the leadership qualities, but they don't, right? I mean, there's differences to how you can lead properly.
So what surprised me the most was the role of fear and how much fear can hold us back. And we do it to ourselves. It's not somebody else or something else. And when you come to terms with that, then you become a very powerful person who can use that energy to make a huge difference for the people around you.
So you can be taught leadership. I know some people have kind of a natural ability that people kind of gravitate to, but you can be taught skills in leadership?
You can be taught each of these skills. Let me take you through them. Working off of strengths, as opposed to starting with what's wrong here or what the problem is or my weakness. Starting with your strengths. Learning how to pause in the middle of a difficult situation or upset where you just are so angry you could scream. What about building trust, connecting to other human beings and forging community? Facing your fears to take action and assume risk. And then finally, really taking care of yourself and others and thinking about the amount of energy you have and the quality of the energy you have as opposed to managing your time. All of these things are skills that can be taught.
You break it down in the book. You have, I think, 7 different categories.
5 different parts. Yeah, there are 5 different parts of the book, and we break it down into worksheets and stories and just plain old practical things that you can do to whatever resonates for you. You can start there and then work your way around the 5.
Do you find, Joanna, that you talked about women in business? Women probably don't get the credit they deserve to being leaders maybe in companies, and they would need that type of instruction, or maybe just, like you said, getting out of the fear of doing it, right?
Well, it's interesting. Women don't get the credit that they should, but women are rising to the top all over the world right now. It's a huge movement of people recognizing that we need more leaders who are going to take a different approach in today's environment, because after all, things aren't going all that well. And indeed, I have found many, many women, but also men, who use the practices that we teach. We've put them together in one composite because they reinforce and build off each other. But women armed with this set of capabilities are unbeatable, as are the men.
You call it centered leadership. What exactly would that mean, centered leadership?
Yeah, that's a great question. We thought of tons of names, and we ended up settling on centered, because it starts from within you. It actually brings everything together into a balance, and it allows you, therefore, to be buffeted by situations that are unpredictable, but come back to your balance when you have these skills. So centered, meaning not that you're stuck, but that you're, in fact, more nimble, more flexible for life's challenges.
And just reading through the book, you talk about having people around you, and don't be afraid to take advice from people in your inner circle, or even not necessarily in your circle, just people that you work with, that'll help you, right? I think some people think
that's right.
Once you're a leader, you know it all, but you don't, right? Necessarily.
Indeed. The neuroscientists are discovering that if we don't keep growing intellectually, we stultify. What that means is when you become a leader, maybe you're already leading your team or your organization or your community, can't repeat the formula because it won't work in today's world. Nothing that happened before is guaranteed to be successful in the future, so you got to keep growing. And
the way business is being run today, much different than even 10 years ago, just the way people are working nowadays, maybe more people working home or remotely, so leadership takes a bit of a different form in some cases, right?
That's a great point. And then you think about technology and social media and how we're connected around the world, and you can see that leaders are unprepared for the speed of which they need to make decisions and be connected to their constituents. When you think about yourself being perhaps working from home on your own, feeling disconnected, the whole idea of connecting to everybody in your workplace is an important one. You need to actually work extra at that.
Yeah, I think technology is great. It has a use, but if you're just on chat or email or whatever, even within the office space, you do lose that connection sometimes. I've found that. I don't know if you have.
You do. Yes. I mean, I think it's a great point because you've got to be face-to-face once in a while just to have that human interaction. That the movies were all talking about. But what's so cool about centered leadership is that as you work into your strengths and use them every day, you generate positive energy, which people around you can feel, even if they're feeling it through social media. They will gravitate to you, and then you can do even bigger, better things. You can take more risks because of those people around you, and you're more resilient, so you can face up to challenges and mistakes that you make during the course of work, because we all make them.
Well, the name of the book is Centered Leadership. We've been talking with Joanna Barsh today. And Joanna, I know the book just came out, doing very well already, but give out a website, people get a hold of you with the book.
Yeah, sure. Well, you can find me at joannabarshbook.com. You can find the book in bookstores and online at your favorite online e-tailer, like Amazon or bn.com. And the book comes in audio form, ebook form, any way you like to learn. You can do it.
Joanna, appreciate you taking a few minutes. I know you're on a busy book tour today, but we look forward to talking to you again sometime. Thanks for being with us.
Oh, stay warm.
We will. Thank you. Bye now.